OpenAI, it's like everywhere you turn these days, right? ChatGPT, everyone and their grandma has at least heard of it. But here's the thing. There's this whole other side to their story. It's like behind the scenes, there's been this, I guess exodus is the right word for it, like a steady flow of these like top execs just kind of heading for the door.
And not just your average time for a change of pace kind of departures. These are some of the very minds that made OpenAI what it is, the architects of this whole AI revolution. So yeah, it definitely makes you wonder what's going on behind the curtains. Well, and this isn't just about gossip, right? It's not like, oh, who's sitting at whose lunch table kind of drama. These are the folks shaping the future of AI, their decisions, the projects they choose. Those have a ripple effect, you know?
Okay, so before we jump into this lineup of like departing AI rock stars, can you give us a quick recap? OpenAI, it's more than just ChatGPT, right?
Way more. Imagine, basically, they're trying to build, like, the ultimate AI brain. Not just one that can write you a poem or code your website, although it can do that too. They're talking about artificial general intelligence, AGI. An AI that can learn and reason and solve problems, well, basically like a human.
Whoa, okay, that's both incredibly cool and kind of terrifying all at the same time.
Yeah.
But it also makes this whole like Exodus thing even more fascinating, you know? You'd think if they were on the cusp of something that big, people would be like banging down the doors to get in.
Exactly. I mean, we're talking about a company valued at an estimated $150 billion. So yeah, people leaving definitely raises some eyebrows.
150 billion with a B?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm invested. And honestly, I got to start with what I'm calling the boomerang case. Andres Karpathy left, came back, left again. That's not just switching jobs. It's like he missed his old desk chair or something.
It's definitely a journey. And keep in mind, this is one of OpenAI's original founders we're talking about. A specialist in computer vision teaching AI to, well, see the world like we do. He left the first time to head up Tesla's autopilot program.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty tempting. If you're into AI in cars, that's like a dream job.
Right. But then he goes back to OpenAI in 2023, only to bounce again a few months later to start this AI education company, Eureka Labs. So from self-driving cars back to the AI mothership, and now to, like, teaching the next generation of AI wizards.
There's a story there, right? What was going on at OpenAI that made him leave? Not once, but twice. Was it something specific to what he was working on, or is there something bigger, you know?
It's hard to say for sure, but it does make you wonder about the culture, the direction, the overall vibe of the place. And he's not the only one with a head-scratching departure story. Let's talk about Ilya Sutskever.
Okay, yeah, this is where it gets really interesting, right? This isn't just like an executive jumping ship. This is a co-founder of OpenAI.
Exactly. This is someone who helped build OpenAI from the ground up. And his exit, it wasn't exactly smooth sailing. He was part of this group that tried to, well, essentially push out CEO Sam Altman, which, spoiler alert, didn't really go as planned.
Oh, hold up, wait. There was an attempted coup at OpenAI. Okay, I need all the details.
It was a whole thing, trust me. Had the tech world buzzing for weeks. But here's the real kicker. Sutskever is now running this company called Safe Superintelligence.
So what are they doing over there? Building a benevolent AI overlord or something?
Well, the focus is on developing what they call SAFE, artificial general intelligence. And that SAFE part, pretty crucial here. Remember those internal disagreements back at OpenAI? Seems like they might have stemmed from, let's say, differing opinions on how quickly to push AI capabilities versus, making sure it doesn't turn into a sci-fi horror movie. Sutskever is clearly on the side of caution, and with that kind of funding, he's got the resources to actually do something about it.
Okay, so we've got one AI pioneer off building educational tools, another seemingly driven by this, like, deep desire to make sure AI doesn't go rogue. Is there a theme emerging here?
It's starting to look that way, but before we jump to conclusions, let's bring another player into the mix. Jan Like. He was all about AI safety at OpenAI, wasn't he?
Right, he was working directly with Sutskever on something called, like, super alignment, wasn't he? It sounds like a superhero team-up or something.
Less about capes and tights, more about making sure AI's goals and, values are always aligned with humanity's. Pretty important job when you think about it. Anyway, left OpenAI just days after Sutskever. Coincidence? I don't think so.
Okay, so did they start a band together or something? Ilya and the Superline, coming soon to a stadium near you.
Not quite a band, though they did end up joining forces, landed at a company called Anthropic, a rival AI firm. And guess what? It was founded by, drumroll please, former OpenAI employees.
You're kidding. Is this like a whole OpenAI reunion happening over at Anthropic?
Not exactly a reunion, but yeah, there's definitely some, like, OpenAI DNA in their corporate structure.
It's like the island of misfit AI toys over there.
Well, misfit might not be the right word considering who they've managed to attract.
Right. Like John Schulman,
Yeah.
right? Co-founder of OpenAI, instrumental in creating ChatGPT. And now he's part of this Anthropic brain trust. Seriously, what are they putting in the coffee over there?
$1 million question. But I think it goes deeper than perks, you know? Remember how Schulman was actually appointed to OpenAI's new safety committee? But then, boom, a few months later, he's gone.
Yeah, he said it was to focus on more hands-on technical stuff.
Which, fair enough, but you can't help but wonder if those, let's say, philosophical differences about AI safety played a role, right?
Yeah, especially considering the company he chose to join.
Exactly. Anthropic, they're known for being very vocal, very upfront about the responsible development of AI.
Which, interesting. So we've got this, like, almost a mini migration of AI talent from OpenAI to Anthropic, all seemingly drawn to this idea of ethical AI.
It's a pattern, that's for sure. But it's bigger than just these two companies, you know? It's like this whole wave of AI startups popping up everywhere you look.
Right. Like, even if you're at the top of the food chain at OpenAI, there's this allure of, like, I'm going to go build my own AI empire.
Oh, absolutely. That entrepreneurial spirit is strong in the AI world right now. And let's be honest, for some people, the chance to call the shots, to pursue their own vision without having to answer to a board of directors, that's a powerful motivator.
Especially when you've got venture capitalists throwing money at anything with AI in the name.
Right. The AI gold rush is in full swing. Everyone wants a piece of the action.
Which brings us to the mysterious three, right? Murati, McGrew, Zoff, all gone, like practically overnight. And their reason. Personal reason. Come on, that's like the oldest excuse in the book.
It's the kind of thing that sets the rumor mill on fire, that's for sure. And while we can't speculate too much...
Oh, but we can try, right? Let's put on our tinfoil hats for a second. We've got the CTO, the Chief Research Officer, VP of Research, all leaving within days of each other. What are the odds that was just a coincidence?
Astronomically slim, I'd say. It seems much more likely that there was something else going on behind the scenes.
Okay, so let's play AI detective for a minute. What are the possibilities here? Disagreements with leadership, maybe they saw a chance to, like, pool their talents and start something new. Or maybe, just maybe, the pressure cooker at OpenAI got to be too much.
It's a recipe for, well, let's call it an intriguing mystery. And one that I don't think we've heard the last of.
Right. We've got ambitious minds, a whole lot of money floating around, this underlying tension about, like, the ethics of it all. It's like a real-life Silicon Valley thriller unfolding in real time.
And the stakes are pretty high, too. I mean, this isn't just some abstract tech industry drama, right? The decisions being made in these AI labs, the talent that gravitates towards certain projects, that stuff has real-world implications for all of us.
Yeah, it's not just about who builds the coolest AI, but about how that AI gets used, who controls it, what impact it has on society.
Exactly. And those departures, those choices these folks are making, they're like little clues, little hints about where the future of AI might be heading.
Right.
Honestly, some of those hints are a little unnerving.
Okay, so, like, good unnerving or bad unnerving? Should we be stocking up on canned goods and building underground bunkers?
Let's not hit the panic button just yet. But it's definitely something to, well, keep an eye on, like we were saying earlier, the focus on AI safety and ethics. That's becoming more and more central to the conversation.
Which is a good thing, right? I mean, as much as we joke about robot overlords, it's reassuring to know that there are people out there who are taking this stuff seriously.
Absolutely. People who are thinking about the long game, the potential consequences. And that gives me a little bit of hope, at least.
Okay, good, good. Little hope goes a long way these days. But it also makes you wonder, where does all this leave OpenAI? I mean, they've lost some serious brain power. Can they still compete in this, like, new AI arms race? So it's like we're watching this, I don't know, this changing of the guard almost in the AI world. And OpenAI, they're right there in the thick of it.
It's definitely a pivotal moment for them and for the whole field, really. The question is, can they, like, rise to the challenge? Can they reinvent themselves?
If losing that many big names, that's got to sting.
Oh, absolutely. There's no downplaying that. But, I mean, they're not out of the game yet. They still got a lot going for them. The brand recognition alone is huge. And let's not forget the resources they have access to.
Right, right. Plus, I'm guessing those exit packages weren't too shabby either. Maybe some of those folks are off, like buying private islands with their AI millions. But jokes aside, you're right, they're not down and out, not by a long shot. But what's it going to take for them to not just survive, but actually thrive in this new landscape?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I think it comes down to a few things. One, they got to keep attracting top talent. Not just attract it, but keep it. Two, they got to be willing to adapt. This isn't a slow and steady wins the race kind of field.
Like the AI world moves at the speed of, well, AI.
Exactly. Blink and you'll miss the next big thing.
Huh.
So yeah, OpenAI needs to be nimble, they need to be innovative, and maybe, just maybe, a little bit humble. Because this whole exodus, it's a wake-up call. The old playbook, it might not cut it anymore.
So it's not enough to be the biggest fish in the pond anymore.
Nope, not even close. You gotta be the fastest, the smartest, the most, I don't know, the most, something to stay ahead of the curve.
The most adaptable, maybe?
There you go. That's the word. Because the one thing we know for sure about the future of AI is that it's going to be anything but predictable.
Which is exciting, right? I mean, we're talking about a technology that has the potential to, like, reshape the world as we know it.
Yeah.
But it also makes me wonder, where do we fit into all of this? Us regular folks, the non-AI geniuses.
That's the question we should all be asking ourselves, honestly, because here's the thing. This isn't just some abstract tech industry thing, you know? AI is going to touch every aspect of our lives. The way we work, the way we learn, the way we interact with each other. It's already happening.
Okay, no pressure, but the future of humanity rests on us figuring out this whole AI thing. No biggie. But seriously, this has been, like, eye-opening. Any parting words of wisdom before we wrap up?
Stay curious. That's my advice. Keep asking questions, keep learning, and don't be afraid to, like, really dig into this stuff, even if it seems complicated or overwhelming. Because the future of AI, it's not being written in some secret lab somewhere. It's being written right now by all of us.
Couldn't said it better myself. So, to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on this wild ride through the world of OpenAI and the great AI brain drain. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay human.